Thank you for staying with us. And we have Oluomo Sunday Akere with us here, and he was making a case for what really made APC at that press conference on Sunday. Please go ahead.
I thank you once again, Femi,
Yes, sir.
for giving me the privilege to be here this morning. Like I was saying earlier, our press conference of last Sunday was not because of any fear, but the issues are clear, and we will continue to reiterate it, that OSUN is the common heritage of each and every one of us, and nobody will want any crisis to come to OSUN. Everybody knew very well that on Sunday, the 16th of February, the governor hastily called a press conference where he charged the PDP members, because they, at least then they've not had their illegal election. He charged the PDP members and maybe the aspiring candidates and all the others. And within 24 hours, which was on Monday, the 17th of February, we all knew what happened across the state. About 7 people, at least 7 people were confirmed killed. Among who was our chairman, restated chairman for Rewari local government, late Honorable Remi Abbas. And if we have inkling that there is a likelihood of a repetition of what happened on the 17th of February coming up again, we hold the responsibility of not only alerting the people of the state, but calling the attention of the security agencies onto it, and letting people in and outside the state knows that this is what the PDP-led administration in the state is planning again. And that exactly was the basic reason for our calling the press conference on Monday. We have it on good authority that the PDP, you know, the week before that election, maybe a day or two after the February 17th incidents, the PDP went to court, sued themselves. OSEC at least requesting that the election must go on. They didn't put any party over. The PDP instituted the case, sued themselves, and OSEC, all of them PDP. And the judgment was given at an Elisha High Court on an issue already decided by a court of appeal. When judgments or legal issues before us, we will say, oh, the judiciary, they are working. But when it is against you, you start shouting around. And everybody knew the process and the procedure. If you have a case at a lower court and you feel probably that the judgment was not in your favor, you have the right of appeal to the higher court, which is the court of appeal. If the court of appeal gives a judgment that you feel you are still not satisfied with, you have the right of appeal to the Supreme Court, which is the final arbiter in our legal system in Nigeria today. What we expected the PDP and the OSUN state government and all their members to do, if they feel that they are not pleased with the judgments of the Court of Appeal given on the 10th of February, is to approach the Supreme Court. They are not doing that.
All right, Honorable. Mr. Jami Olawumi was here yesterday, and he raised concerns. According to him, he said the PDP is trying to get an order of mandamus from the court. Now, an order of mandamus will enable the PDP to legally, chase, let me use that word, your men out of the local government offices, councils. That is what an order of mandamus would do. So he raised concerns. My question to you is this, and I want you to answer me in clear terms. If the PDP should get an order of mandamus from the court, which will legally enable them to forcefully take over the local government offices, what would the APC do? Would you still abide by the rule of the law? Because if the court should give another mandamus, it becomes legal for them to take over.
Well, Daniel, I will start from where you ended. We still abide by the rule of the law. the PDP, are they abiding by the rule of the law by taking the judgment of an higher court to a lower court to seek order of mandamus? A judgment was given by the court of appeal. The PDP start approaching the high court to invalidate that judgment by seeking an order of mandamus that will help them to enforce their illegality. The court of appeal ruling of February 10 said the expiry date of the elected APC chairman and councillors is October this year. And the Attorney General of the Federation did not stop at that. He went ahead to advise that the PDP, let's say government, should not go ahead with election they scheduled for 22nd of February. The Inspector General of Police did the same thing. But personally, I didn't see where they voted, because the governor, even himself, in the day, said they voted before 7:30. People that got to the polling unit where the governor said they voted by 5 minutes to 8, when voting was supposed to start, they were told that the governor had voted. So personally, there was no election. Then why are you now seeking an order of mandamus for an illegality? And you are now asking whether the APC will abide. How are we going to abide with an illegal order? We knew that a situation like that is very likely to cause crisis and foment trouble in the state again, which may still likely again lead to loss of life and property.
So Honorable, you are telling me categorically now
we
that
are not
if the
going to,
PDP
we are not going to
have mandamus, you will not abide by it.
It is an illegality. We will not abide
Even
by
from
it.
the court.
Which court?
That's what I'm saying. A court is a court. A court of law remains a court of law.
What I'm telling you is, did a high court have the right to rule on what has been decided?
I understand your point, Honorable. I understand your point clearly, but hypothetically,
it is an illegality. It is an illegal order. We are not going to abide by it.
Then don't you think that you should go to court
what we did at the press conference we had on Sunday was, one, to alert the whole world about what the PDP wanted to do. Two, to call the attention of the judiciary to the fact that they should not allow themselves to be used for illegality. We have had instances in this case when we were pursuing the Aregbesola Governor Oyinlola tribunal matter. Some judges, some lawyers were used to do illegality. We knew what ended their career. Even OSUN was banned from practicing law again because of that case. And the legal order, which I said they got from Elisha, in a case filed by the PDP against the PDP, giving them...
It's from the state high court. You keep referring to it as illegal. How, Oluomo?
When an high court said they are sitting on a case already decided by the court of appeal, it is illegal.
Then don't you think you should now go to the court to say this is illegal?
The processes one was never served on anybody. Between us, we even heard that the God did not sit, that the judge wrote the judgment in the sitting room. And that is why we are...
Were you there?
We had, and that's why we have filed the petition to the National Judicial Council, NJC, to penalize the judge for allowing himself to be used.
You mean there was no hearing? He just wrote the judge. Is that what you're saying?
We had, he wrote it in the sitting room. When he went to NJC, he should go and prove that he did it in the court.
Let's take you one after the other.
And you should tell the lawyers that represented the parties before he gave the order.
The press conference on Sunday, what in clear times, what do you want the world to know? What are those issues? Let's take you one after the other.
One, the issue is that the PDP is approaching the legally because I'm using legally because there was no election. The legal PDP chairman and councillors are approaching the court.
The ones that were produced by the OSUN conducted election.
The legal, yes. On February 22.
You keep referring to it as illegal.
It's illegal now.
The ones from your men, they keep referring to you as a yes or no chairman. You keep saying
the issues are clear.
Okay.
Let us look at the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and the Electoral Act. In the process of an election, if it is only one party that has candidate, you can use yes or no. For example, I'm a member of the Lions Club International. When I was contesting for the position of second vice district governor last year, I had an opponent. We have to vote. I was elected second vice district governor last year. This year, in May, when we are going to do our next election, when I'm going to be elected to the position of first vice district governor, I'm the only candidate. It is yes or no. It is in the constitution. When you have only a single candidate, you can use yes or no. If the number of no's surpasses that of yes, the person cannot be elected.
So the yes or no election for you was legal?
It's legal. It's in the constitution. That's what I'm calling it.
On the paper, you know, just to take it back a bit, on the balloting paper, was there any party logo on it?
You say, okay, for the position of the chairman in my local government.
But there wasn't any party logo. So what did people do yes or no? Who did they do yes or no for?
The candidates. If I'm doing yes or no in Boluwado local government, we have a chairmanship candidate that was contesting.
But the party logo wasn't there.
The only party contesting was APC.
But let's just take it back so that we don't digress to this particular issue now, the one you raised questions for. And I'm trying to ask you, apart from these other mandamas and all of those things, what else?
What they wanted to seek from the court is compelling the governor to allow them to resume at the council.
And you won't have it.
We won't allow it. And the governor will now want to use that order to roll the Amateco corps and their illegal talks
Honorable
to follow them to the council, which we need to break down.
That's why I talked about preempting and just being paranoid. How did you get to know all that?
When the chief press secretary of the governor was replying, he listed all the cases.
We will hear him as well.
He listed the cases that are caused, cases that they did not open up before. When they knew that we have had. I said OSUN belongs to all of us. There is nothing they do today, even if they have having the monopoly of controlling the machinery of the state, the monopoly of controlling the labor, that there is nothing they do that we don't have members and representatives there.
You have insiders.
We have insiders. The meeting they did on Sunday evening, even after our press conference, where they asked all the escorts of the labor unions to do this and that, we had the information before daybreak.
But Honorable, don't you think your
all of them, the Yoruba will say all of us cannot sleep and put our heads at a place now. So there is no way you can have 100 people and you believe that all the 100 will be on your side.
Honorable, Claire, you've made your points, but again, don't you think your statements are a direct threat to the peace of the state? Now, here's what I mean. Hypothetically speaking, if the PDP should get another mandamus from the court, you have said it here clearly that you will not take it. Is that not resulting to violence?
The order of mandamus itself is an illegality and a call for violence.
That's according that's according to you.
That is by reasonable.
Honorable, you should let another court decide that it is illegal. Let's be clear.
This is not a matter of being clear.
Honorable, do not take this personal.
I'm not taking it personal. I'm not a local government chairman.
We are talking about the law here, and you are saying that if they should get another mandamus, that you will not take it.
Order of mandamus on what? On an issue that's already been decided by an higher court.
But you are not a court. You can't say it's illegal.
Why don't they approach an higher court going to the Supreme Court?
Then you should contest that in the court. Not saying you will not take it. Honorable, we're talking about the lives of innocent citizens here.
That question should be directed to the PDP that wants to put the life
the PDP
of the
is
people
going
at
to
risk.
the court. Then you also should go to the court. That's my point here.
Saying
you will not take it.
What I am asking you is, on what basis was the PCB going to court on an issue that has already been decided by an higher court? It's an illegality.
So is there no legal means for you to contest that instead of resorting to violence?
The legal means for the PDP to contest the ruling of February 10 is to go to the Supreme Court.
I'm talking about the APC.
Not resorting to
I'm
local
talking about
court.
the APC now. Is there no legal means for you to contest
the APC believes what they are doing is illegal.
Then so we
cannot follow them to get involved in illegality. That is why we are calling the attention of the Inspector General, the Attorney General of the Federation, and the opinion molders.
So, Honorable, you think violence is the solution now? Because hypothetically speaking,
you should have
if get that order, you think violence is the solution?
You should ask the PDP that question. Getting that order is a call for violence. And that is why we are now saying no judge should allow himself or herself to be used to foment crisis in Osun State.
Is that not like threatening a judge?
It's not threatening.
To do
we are calling them to question, to know the import of what they wanted to be used for.
Dear Oluomo, you are a critical stakeholder in this state. You have been in government. You are an influential person. You are even a chief in your community. Now, the question is, Do you believe in the rule of law?
Very well.
Does the APC or OSUN APC believe in the rule of law?
Very, very well.
So why will you resort to self-help if peradventure whatever you are saying comes to be?
This is not resorting to self-help.
So what is it?
Well, I used the Yoruba adage for you initially, well, that the Yoruba will say "Ati okere, lojiji ti mekun sun." When you know very well that the step this person wants to take might lead to violence and loss of life, and you call the attention of the whole world to it, that let them be warned and cautioned from doing this illegality. That is not resorting to self-help.
What Daniel was saying is, if those things that you have termed illegal, or if it doesn't go in a particular way, will be legal, the OSUN PDP are going to get it through the courts, and you know that is illegal. Why don't you go to the same courts
we know
for solution?
We know the process. What we are telling you is this.
What?
This is an issue that has been decided by an higher court.
If you
so
need
it is
wait.
Femi, wait. It is illegal for them to come to the lower court. Okay. But we know what we can do.
What can you do?
Part of what we needed to do was what we did on Sunday, calling the attention of the whole world to the illegal act. 2, calling the attention of the judge, of the members of the judiciary, that they should not allow themselves to be used illegally. We are going to now follow up by even writing and petitioning the heads of the judiciary to warn their men and women under them not to allow themselves to be used as a tool for political.
The chief press secretary, I mean the spokesman for the governor, has attended to that, and he spoke and addressed some of these issues. I'd like you to take a listen, and of course our people to listen to what Olawale Rasheed said.
My name is Malam Olawale Rasheed, spokesperson to Governor Ademola Adeleke. We are reacting to false alarm recently raised by the state APC at a press conference. We first want to put it on record that Governor Ademola Adeleke has not taken anybody to court over the local government election. Those who are in court are the stakeholders. The APC is lying because it's trying to deny the fact that the party faces 3 court cases from stakeholders who took to rule of law to reverse the illegal occupation of the local government secretariats all over the state. The governor directed the elected council chairman to stay at home and to avoid violence. He actually issued the directive to all the political parties, but the PDP leaders obeyed, and the APC leaders invaded the council secretariat illegally, and they are still occupying the places. Now, instead of resorting to self-help, the stakeholders now decided to go to court to seek the eviction of these usurpers who are occupying the local government secretariat illegally. And that's why the elected chairman and councillors of PDP, they've gone to court and they are seeking series of orders. The local government staff under Algon, they've also gone to court. They are seeking series of orders to be effected to eject the legal occupant of the local government secretariat. The political party that is actually involved, the APP, we all remember the APP secured a court judgment which sacked the Yes No chairman in 2022. The APP went to court and filed for contempt of court against the state APC for its illegal occupation of the local government secretariat. So those are the court cases the APC at their press conference today are referring to. And the reality is that in all these 3 cases, Governor Adeleke is not the initiator, and even if he's joined as a party, the governor is never the one that initiates the cases. And so the APC is afraid of the legal consequences of its unconstitutional illegal action, the illegal invasion of the local government secretariat that they are still holding to date. And it is wrong for the APC to now imagine that everybody will resort to self-help like them. People that are law-abiding, that are true Democrats, they would rather go to court to seek enforcement of their infringed right. And in this case, what the stakeholders have done is to go to court to submit this matter to legal arbitration to say, okay, these people are illegally occupying the local government secretariat, where the duly elected council chairman and councillors court, please look into it. The same thing with Algon, because they're afraid of their life and not those of their place of work. They also went to court. They want the court to interpret what is on ground. Then the APP that has the judgment that actually sacked the APC yes no chairman is now saying, oh, there is contempt of court here. That is to say, if a court sack you from declaring yourself as a chairman and you now illegally do so, what is the consequences? Those are the 3 court cases. So we want to inform the public that Governor Ademola Adeleke is not hiring any thug. He's never a violent person. He's a man of rule of law. In fact, he's actually a proponent of rule of law. When he has the council chairman to stay at home, the PDP elected council chairman, people were shouting that, no, let us go and take back our seat. The governor said, no, that you have to comply with rule of law.
Yeah, that was governor spokesman Malam Olaore Rashid. Oluwamo, how do you respond to that?
Well, thank you very much.
He has set straight some of those things you raised earlier.
What he has said is a confirmation of the issues we raised.
Also.
One, nobody said Governor Adeleke went to court. We said the PDP members are seeking an order to compel the governor to allow them to go to council. So there's a difference. We didn't say Adeleke and individual as governor went to court. And they confirmed that PDP stakeholders. That is confirming what we even knew already. And 2, he was now asking for enforcement. He said they're asking for enforcement of rights. Which rights are they trying to enforce? When there was a ruling of the Court of Appeal on the 10th of February, affirming the legality, and the Attorney General of the Federation speaking on that ruling, that the tenure of these people that have been listed ends on October 2025, that they should not go ahead with any election. And he's now saying elected chairman. On what basis were they elected? Where did they have the elections? Quite a number of things. And he also now said that the Hagon has gone to which Hagon? The Hagon recognized by national leadership or the Hagon of those sitting in the sitting room? Everything he said is a confirmation of
the
issues we raised.
intervention of this on this matter, especially that election, was basically advisory. The IGP too, intervention on the matter of the Nigeria police was advisory.
They are advisory because they knew very well.
The AGF is an APC member.
When similar issue arose in Edo State, and he advised the APC governor to allow the PDP chairman, so he wasn't an APC member then.
He is.
Then why are you not bringing it as
these are the feelers from the street.
He's the Attorney General of the Federation.
Yes.
He issued the same directive when similar issue arose in Edo State, and it was applied abided by the governor.
Right. Honorable, for the sake of peace, I'm going to ask you this question. For the sake of peace, of the good people of Osun State, before I ask my question, let me give you this example. Now, talking about peace and taking your position at all costs by violence, or as the case may be. When President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, when he conceded defeat in the election, when he called Buhari to congratulate him, he didn't do so because he felt he lost. No. He did so because he felt he wanted peace. According to him, he said, no life is worth his presidency. There were allegations. Gosdale Rubebe raised valid allegations on the floor that day. I was watching. But Goodluck Jonathan, he could have, taken advantage of that and said, no, look into what Gosdale Rubebe is saying. But he said, you know what? I'll let it go, just for the sake of peace. Now, coming back to Osun State, for the sake of peace, for the good people of Osun State, my question is this. Let's forget about the courts for now. Let's put aside the courts, the rule of law and all that. As human beings, let's be logical. Now, your men are occupying the local government councils. The question is, to what end? They are occupying that space, but the state government does not recognize them. My question is, are your men getting funding from the federal government? That's number one. Then, what's the motive? To what end are they holding on to it? That's for the sake of peace. What's the significance of your men occupying the local government councils?
Thank you very much, Daniel, for the references that you have made. You reference former President Goodluck Jonathan. Goodluck Jonathan knew very well that the noise Erubebe was making that day will not get them anywhere.
We could have held on to it.
When there is an election, you have the right, if you are not satisfied with the result of the election, to approach the tribunal. I knew the process. When President Tinubu won the election in 2023, and some people felt they were not satisfied, they went to the tribunal, and they went as far as getting to the Supreme Court. Similarly, case arose here in Osun. When former Governor Itola lost in 2022, he went to the tribunal. On 27th of January 2023, the tribunal declared him winner of the election. We did not say Governor Adeleke should leave the seat. Adeleke has the right of appeal. He went to the Court of Appeal, which is the next stage. The Court of Appeal affirmed a rule contrary to what the tribunal did. And Itola too again knew the next step, which is the Supreme Court. He went to the Supreme Court. That is what we are asking the PDP to do. If they truly want peace and they are lovers of peace, they have the right to go to the Supreme Court, which is the final arbiter in any legal issue in Nigeria. APC has never been known for violence. Sincerely, we are all living witnesses here in Osun. We knew how many members of APC were killed, maimed, assaulted before the 2023 election. After we left office, we knew what happened on the 27th of November 2022, the day Governor Ademola Adeleke took over in Osun.
What happened?
If you are in Osogbo here, you will know how thugs moved onto the road and started vandalizing and destroying everything here. The victims are the ones that, the family of the victims are the ones that will live to relive their experiences. Absolutely. It is because APC is a lover of peace and we don't want violence that we are now calling on the whole world to know that this is what the people want. They are the ones that want to use violence.
In answer to my second question, are your men being funded by the federal government?
The federal government is not funding us. The issues are clear. The court has ruled that we are the legal occupier of the position of chairman and councillors in Osun.
Subject to
till October, right? Till
October
2025.
And the Supreme Court has also ruled, affirming the autonomy of local governments. Hopefully, we knew that from this March, all 774 local governments will start receiving their allocation directly. The circular for the procedures to follow have been issued, which we have seen, and all the local government chairmen, not only our own.
But the allocation is always paid to a JAG account, isn't it?
That is what.
Or with the
that is what the Supreme Court ruled against.
Has that been set aside?
It has since the rule of the Supreme Court and family autonomy. That there should not be any JAG account. That allocation of each council should go to them directly.
Sorry, please. Yeah. Before we digress, I just want you to answer that question. Now that your men are there, what is the significance? Will it mean just because they're there, does it mean they're going to get the allocations?
They are going to get the allocation. That is the significance. I said that we have gotten the circular for the opening of the account. They are going to get the allocation.
Which means you are saying you are being backed by the federal government. That's my point.
We are not. It's not a backup. We are backed by the law of the land because we are the one that had the ruling of the Court of Appeal. The PDP has the right to approach the Supreme Court. They didn't do that.
No, but you can't tell them what to do. They've decided not to approach the Supreme Court.
Then that is why they should not be shopping for illegality.
No, it's their choice. Then you two should go to court. Now, that's my point. I understand you clearly. You want the PDP to go to the Supreme Court. But they have refused to go to the Supreme Court.
That is why we said people should know that what they are looking for now is violence. You can't have the rule of an higher court.
And now we have few minutes to go, and I will ask you, as a person of influence, and of course critical stakeholder in this state, that's why I had to ask that the other time. The local councils that your men are occupying right now, the workers are not there. They're at home. So what exactly are they doing? Number two, are you embarrassed? Are you disturbed? Are you concerned that the tier of government that is the closest to the people, activities are being grounded there? Are you embarrassed?
Femi, sincerely between the two of us, that question should have been for the PDP-led administration.
No, you are here.
It is the Adeleke administration in the state that is mostly the unions to enforce it that the workers should not go to work. At the end of the one, funding the labor
The
unions.
unions have always talked about their security. So
What is
will
how-
you have them go
since-
to
since-
somewhere
since-
where something bad might just happen?
Since the APC chairman took over February 17, how many people have been attacked? How many people have been killed? Even some members of their unions have distanced themselves from the decision.
Why are you concerned that the activities are grounded?
Every reasonable person must be concerned. That is why we are now appealing to the workers not to allow themselves to be used for political
Your
goals.
men are there right now. What has been their work? What are they doing?
Well, if you
Who are they working with?
there are some of the workers that have resigned, with the junior workers. But what we want to do is not to thrive in illegality like the PDP are doing. We are taking legal move to ensure that we call the workers
What's
back.
the legal move?
The legal move is to approach the courts and not the high court in Osun. When we should when
Exactly, that
when,
was what Daniel has
when
been
issues
saying.
like that arises, you approach industrial courts,
Okay.
which our lawyers are doing
Are you there right now?
right now.
So what's
The
the next?
procedures are clear. Before you
take-
take them to court, you have to give them notice with notice for a certain number of days before the matter is filed. We have done that.
All right.
Our lawyers are in
We-
court and industrial court.
It's a developing story, and we hope it ends well and amicably as well, because I'm sure the Oluomo, Akere, the APC, the Osun State, PDP, everybody, you will pretend over a broken state, will you?
Never.
Aha, okay. So we hope good things are done.
And in the same
This
way, we
stands.
should appeal to the PDP-led government
All right.
to stay away from at least steps that can lead to violence. Because if there's violence,
Yeah.
the people of Rivers are there to learn a lesson now.
The state of emergency? Are you threatening that?
We are not trying. We are only.
Do you want that, Oluomo?
You're only promising.
Do you want state of emergency?
If the life of the people are in danger, the federal government can
Someone
do
will say
whatever.
that has always been your plan. Is that wrong?
How will it be like a plan? They are the one that are fomenting troubles and causing violence and killing people.
Oluomo Sunday Akere is APC chieftain and a former commissioner for information and strategy. It's always good to see you.
Thank you, Femi, for
Thank you
giving
for
me the
coming.
opportunity
Yeah,
to be here
Daniel.
again this morning.
Absolutely, and thank you for joining us.
And then thank you for at least meeting you for the first time. Yeah,
It's always a pleasure.
Yeah.
To all our viewers, we say thank you so much for joining us once again today. It's been a wonderful conversation here at Western Spring Television. We report as it is. We do not take sides. We try to be as professional as possible. This is Morning Spring on Western Spring Television. Thank you once again for joining us. Let's do this again tomorrow as we bring you a fresh edition of Morning Spring. Emeka Daniel is my name. Do have a wonderful day. Good morning.
And Femi Ojo is my name. YouTube channel is there updated for you to have a recap of this program on all the social platforms that we are in, all at Western Spring Television, Facebook, Instagram, and X, even TikTok. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow for the midweek edition of Morning Spring. Do have for yourself a flourishing day. God bless Nigeria.